Hello everyone, I am Palpatine001 aka the Senate, and we're back with City Skylines 2 and Content Overload. Content Overload? Yes, in the last few weeks we've had the following come out. We've had the French Architecture Pack, we've had the German Architecture Pack, we've had the UK Architecture German Pack, we've had Urban Promenades, and we have had Modern Architecture Content Packs coming out. And that all doesn't even include the Japanese content pack, which is coming out, I believe, early next year. Trailer out next week at the time of the recording of this video. So, lots of content pack, which means very different urban design to your stereotypical European and American vanilla sets that you used to get. You could probably see some buildings look just a tad little different to your EU and North American. That said, in Glenbrook, my new city that we're not doing North American architecture, so that's ruled out. We're doing everything from Europe, and when the Asian pack comes out, I might blend a bit of Asia. Cape Solaria will be blending everything together to mishmash one big cosmopolitan megapolis. So that will continue on in parallel to this. But yes, content packs, architecture, urban design, changes everything in the way we need to do things. Why? Well, let's crack down and crack on. Oh, it's raining. So here's the EU vanilla stuff. UK. French mixed housing. More French mixed housing. UK high density. Now, the high density challenge still technically applies. What happens was, because the UK had released new high density stuff that the French and Germans didn't, because they are only... there's some German there. And German mixed there, more medium there, medium there, medium there. So there is German mixed use coming. That's the signature. UK medium density. French. I'll go through the zonings in a minute. But I just wanted to see how the UK stuff would look. UK, medium, and we drop back to medium again in the city setting, and I must say it looks very well. So as we continue along, French mixed, French medium density row housing, German medium density. As I said, we've got the UK. We jump down here, we've got the UK terraces, which I'm going to cover in a minute, because this causes a bit of a that was not meant to happen. Causes a bit of an urban design issue because the zonings are not quite set up. We've also got semi-detached housing, so 2 for 1. Just give me a second, team. We're just gonna that changes over, so you have to mix and match. Detached, and then we also have the low density detached housing. We also have, this is me skipping through this very quickly, UK mixed housing. I don't think they've got businesses attracted yet. I'll get there. Modern community college, that's from the modern architecture. Pop over here. French offices. I'm actually going to move that along in a minute. We've got a new modern city hall, urban. As I said, lots to go through. Oh, even the French water tower. And yeah, lots of French mixed housing again. The old-fashioned low density offices. As I said, lots to work with here. And so as I work through both Glenbrook and Cape Solaria, you'll see the modern architecture stuff come on. But it is a bit of a content overload. It is a little bit on the nuts side, but we'll get used to it. As we're going to infrastructure, I'm not going to go through all. We've got things like new stations. I did pick up the city hall earlier. Industry. New citizen services centre. New French public housing. Just dropping back to the German. Oh yeah, German only came with 2. I'll go along the listing zones in a minute, and also some stuff I need to alter urban design wise, because things change up a bit, especially off the UK side. So yeah, content overload, but no doubt it's going to be a great deal of fun, and I just have to modernize or update my gameplay a bit, because like the UK terrace housing is real small, so your traditional zoning in and of itself does not quite work. So you get stuck with a lot of interior parks, which have I got 2 playgrounds? One can be moved. Means I'm going to need to be much more savvy with my park assets, just off the back end, and how I also do my informal recreation. The best way to say is when I actually do it. So as I said, there's a lot of ways to string or skin the cat and just, yeah, do your urban style up a bit. Okay, so at the moment, just one thing I was going to watch, because the European houses are much smaller than the American counterparts, they start having a sook about small houses rather quickly. So it's a case of, okay. As I mentioned earlier, I did pick up a trailer notification on YouTube for the Japanese one. That's out next week, so we will take a look at that next week. But we'll run backwards and forwards. So let's take a quick look. Today, we're not going to be doing building much. We're just going to take a quick skim look on how I see things. And yeah, so we've got the promenades mixed housing. Now at the moment, because my commercial is, we do have it zoned. It is currently zoned up here. And we are actually going to get one built. So let's run it. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, we'll go through the residential. German, medium density, and mixed use. A lot of player mixed use. Mixed use is king, queen, whatever you like to call it. French, row housing, small style apartments, mixed use, and French style low rent housing. So the low rent housing, as I mentioned earlier, is this one here. That's mixed housing. I'm just going to stop this for a second. Do I have any French medium density? Yes, I do, in here. So that's what it looks like to that. If you want to know what French mixed use looks like in comparison, that's what it looks like there. So basically your bottom floor changes out. The row housing is basically that. And then for the German stuff, it is basically the medium density. You need to drop down the street levels for these to look. Let's see if I've got mixed use floating around. This is the UK, this is German. No, we're waiting for it to be built. No, we do have mixed housing. So German housing has a lot of interior courts. So if we drop down, so that's German. Oh, they're all building here. I can't really leave this going for too much longer because I'm going to have to get public transport in here sooner rather than later. But we're just waiting for the first ever promenade. Oh, that goes up a hill. Never mind. Pack to be built. So that's the UK stuff. So we'll just pop back in here. French. Slow rent housing UK. We have some fun. So we've got the detached, the semi-detached, medium density, mixed use, small style apartments, and of course high density. So if I was to pop down again, so there's the detached, there's the semi-detached, it's detached again, there's the terraced housing, mixed use, and then of course the medium apartments, and of course that's the signature building. Ooh. Submission. So this can be a bit picky at times. So you just got to be very careful on how it's done. Anyway, as I said, oh yeah, and of course high density back up there, and another one down here. Actually, two to be honest. It's two there. I'm just gonna yeah, commercial is straightforward. Industry, nothing changes, and industry we have the French offices, which I've just shown you earlier. To be honest, I might actually flip that over too. Actually, no, it's just all down to demand at the moment. So that's where we are with that, and there it is our first. In fact, is that our first set of? No, it's French. Excuse me. Our first urban promenade mixed housing. Okay, so that's what they look like. Well, that's what one looks like. Is there another one being built? I thought there was. More German mixed use. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. As I said, it's our only one so far, so oh yeah. Very interesting style of building. Oh well, we'll see more as that gets going. I'm just going to chuck in a signature building quickly from industry. Okay, as we move along, you've got all the various signature building. I'm not going to go through them because this is, well, okay, maybe, because it's just, there can be quite a few, especially as we drop into the UK range. And nothing out of industry. I've just added that in, so what are we producing? Livestock, grain, vegetables, and of course I'll do more farming later. As for this, that's currently a bug with the lodging at the moment. It's great to have lodging, but that's a bit of a bug. So that is where we are with the content packs, and of course as the city continues to develop, you'll see the more diversification go on and happen. Yeah, they all come online slowly. I'm actually going to move this one. This is the new modern city hall. It's not the same as the French or the vanilla one, but it still does the job, nonetheless, to what we need it to do. If you just excuse me, flip that over. Have I got the topography on? Yep. So just building a bridge quickly. In fact, the map might be worthwhile actually going under. I can hear the industry. The reason why I'm doing this is I'll show you what the new is the new historic station. One of the upgrades is that you can add an exit on the second side. Most stations only open on one side. This allows you to exit on the other side. I'm just going to quickly do this. And that wonderful let me do a roundabout. Actually, if I have my wits on me. Yep. That just allows that for later on, and then another exit come over the side as well. So it's two ways in and out. Okay, let's. What are we chasing up? This is chasing up. I really need to do the bus stop, so I'm not going to release the simulator for now because I need to start doing the bus stops and that, because they are well overdue to be done now because the city is growing very quickly. So we're going to keep the simulator on pause. What we're going to do is, before we actually drop down, is I am actually going to why I'm operating two community colleges. I technically shouldn't. What I am going to do though is make sure I don't already have it in place. Don't think so. Oh, look at that. Extension wing. Extension wing. Technical Academy building. There is a problem with the sub thing at the moment. The sub buildings, that does need to be fixed. They are aware of it. These are basic. So we've got to wait for them to be fixed, because if you go to buildings like... wrong one. No, if I was to drop down to a school, see how I've got this available. We don't have it for these yet, so there is a small bug at the moment, but that's just one that we'll have to fix up in due time. You said as we continue playthrough, you'll see all this stuff get rolled out. What I'm just doing at the moment is just getting the infrastructure ready. Okay, so that's the new local bus station. We can add more platforms. And we also have an office building available. Yes, this is... should be a patch where this would be fixed. It's not important, it doesn't add anything. Aha, that's going to be fun. Yoink. I might actually... Isn't going to do that because of the slope. And what I'll do here is just quickly make this three. This. Take these lights out. Yeah, make that a compulsory stop. Okay, solves all that. Okay, let's drop down to first person and see what it looks like from that perspective. Remembering I have got it frozen. Just pause at the moment, but you'll still hear the ambient noises. So we're at the lakeside, which is there, or the waterfront. One of the main roads. I haven't dealt with parking yet. On-street parking often gets dealt with later. So we'll just pop down this way first. Very quickly, excuse me. So German mixed use. UK high density, very UK, and of course a parking lot and a post box. Okay, we'll turn into here, and the French sets, a French mixed use. French row housing. Using some of the custom smaller park assets to fill in spaces. So in this case, we've got public barbecues, a little kiosk, a little food station, and an outdoor gym. It's a German building, so the German buildings have make huge plays on their interior courtyards. So this is French on one side, German on the other. Now the Germans make a big, French make a big play on their courtyards as well. With the Germans, very big play on these kind of courtyards. I just pop over. That's the cemetery. So they make a huge big play. Not sure how he got his hot rod in here, but yeah. If I was to pop through the French buildings, they have the smaller courtyards. And if I was to pop over again, interior park, which I'll get to later on how this affects my urban design and urban layout. And that continues on. Alright. Because these buildings' footprints are smaller than their EU and the North American counterpart, it means often I'm going to get now a lot of interior spaces. Great for putting in parks, which you could just pop out to. And also make great alleyways. And I'll go down the other side because that will head to the UK stuff. So lots of potential to detail this up using your props and decals and everything else. Okay, parking building. Back to German. Whoops, that's a clipping issue. UK, medium density. Again, lots of opportunity to detail up. This is still UK medium density. So we're developing small wee pockets. More UK medium density. Looks if you're saying it looks a bit Spartan, it does. This is a brand new park. Oh, there's a bookstore on here too. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Again, more UK. New college. The new bus station I just built. This is a smaller version of the vanilla in-game one. Nice and quiet. It's only got its 5 bays. I can add more on. This is the supermarket. So you can probably hear it's quite a bit noisy. Oh, garbage truck. UK mixed use to my right. Again, still UK. Okay, to the left is the French row housing, to the right is UK terraced housing. As I said, this is gonna, I have to redo this, well, when I do it, not redo, when I'm building the new areas, just watch my street designs, because the UK take up quite less room than the others. So that's all terraced housing. I might have to rejig the zoning up a bit. Again, more UK zoning. Medium density housing. Now we should start cutting into... Yep. This is the detached housing. So your single family homes. And your semi-detached, so 2 and 1. pop into the yards. So that's off the UK side. Got to be a major play with these lower density options, especially back up at Cape Solaria, but also here as well, because we're not doing full on high density. So a lot of this stuff's going to be used. Wrong one. More terraced housing. And just cross over. And we will cut right through that. So French courtyards again. I think this is French mixed use. Yep. French public housing. You'll notice with apart from the UK semi-detached and detached, none of the other European buildings come with garaging, so you have to provide parking or very good public transport. Because I don't like to usually provide on-street parking, so I will eventually knock it out bit by bit. Right, heading up to what will be the city centre. You can see the industry all over there. Yes, we have trams running already. Now there's a few more signature buildings, or more, few more French or other area content pack services. So I'm not using the vanilla things like PlayStations, fire stations, and all that. I'm using the content packs. So I will jump out of this view, and you can see them in use. So this is where we first tried the UK high density. Looks okay. It's doing its job. Very plain. Can detail it up. Fire station. I think that's the cop shop. French offices. No, sorry. This is the not French offices. They're the next one over. This is the urban promenades one, which we've got one. Just the one that's completed itself. I suppose it's mixed use. So, yep. These are the French offices. So let's walk through those. And again, more French offices here, which give a little bit more than the low and high density you get in the vanilla game. And they also come with courtyards. Last but not least is the modern city town hall. Oh, I've completely shot off the map. So that's what it looks like from an urban design point of view. Obviously, I've got to do quite a bit of backfilling in places like this, but that's great. Just makes for parks or excuse me. Could also do to make it really quick. So what we could do is don't really need to slap in any parks here because that's quite a short walk around. What I could do is go nope, yes. Chestnut, forestry mode. Because I can just green it up by adding in trees. Things like flowers. So there's cheap ways of doing that and just play good old-fashioned mix and match as they mature up. Pretty much straightforward to do. We were going to take a look here. This is the Urban Police Headquarters. Interesting, it doesn't have a police logo. That's the fire station. The modern city hall. And if we... as you see, there is a lot to play with. More than you can shake a stick at, and definitely in this video for now. Keep working your way. Urban High School. Just trying to figure out which one. Oh yes, and knock yourself out with all. Okay, that one won't light. All the amenities in the world that you can think of, just because you can. Might actually go and place this in before. Quite suitable, actually. Or, if I wanted to... ah, it would demolish all those. No. Just to keep them going. Hey. So that's where we are at with the content pack for now. As we continue going through this, you'll see it rolled out. In part... well, if this was part 2.0, so in part 3, we will continue the urban expansion, but at the same time we'll start getting more public transport rolled out, as we're getting to a situation where it's going to be needed, otherwise we're going to be have ourselves backed up and more traffic than I care to think about. Well, that's a funky intersection if I ever saw one. And I guarantee it's because those wires are there. Woohoo! That's a real humdinger of an intersection. Yeah, you'll be forever waiting for that, I can guarantee it. You'll find that I will upgrade this, otherwise that's just going to be, this will disappear, otherwise it's just going to be an absolute crapshoot. It's also where I want to put my other bus station as well. So we'll do that in 3.0. If you want me to give a rating for all the content packs up to date, a 10 out of 10. The Japanese will keep it there. The Japanese one will keep it there as well, and no doubt we'll find a place to put a Japanese quarter. But it does mean, as I said, because these are smaller than the EU and UK assets, the urban design and the street layouts have to change. But hey, if we can create urban parks, interior urban parks, then so be it. And if you want to know what I'll do one quick, looks like if I drop down, you can see them. So you mix and match them all up, and it just gives more of a green feel. Remember, these are only also juvenile, they're only very young, so I haven't put in the big ones. So these still fields for kids to play in without having to run out onto the street. Could also be floodways as well. So we will get cracking in on that, and also we've got to do a bit of work in the industry as well, including establishing cargo points and more primary industry. So that's where we are at. I am Palpatine001, aka the Senate, and we will be back soon with part 3.0 with more urban expansion, more public transport, and getting ready for more industry. In the meantime, play safe, playing safe, content safe, and most of all, drive safe.